Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.
Well, hello everybody and welcome along to the round 3 washout match featuring the South Newcastle Lions playing host today to the Maitland Pumpkin Pickers. South Newcastle Lions come into this clash on 4th spot on the competition ladder, while the Maitland Pickers are currently 5th on 5 points on the competition ladder. As we just adjust our knobs here at the Townsend Oval. Well, Josh Leeson, he's been roaming around Rome in the last month or so, but he's back here in Merriweather, where he loves to be, and he's in the Bar TV commentary box right now. How are you going, Josh?
Very well, mate. How are you?
I'm fairly well, mate. As I said, you've been away. You've been living the high life over in Europe. How was it?
Yeah, it was brilliant, mate. Just not long enough, as always, but had a great time with the bride, but back here and haven't had much football to report on, unfortunately, but hopefully it's great to see we've got some games on today, and the pitch looks pretty damp, but I'm expecting a pretty entertaining game.
Yeah, and we're not too far away from that entertaining game. We're coming up to 5 minutes to 3 local time here in Newcastle. We're expecting the kickoff to be right on schedule here for the washout clash of round 3. Well, we'd just like to thank everybody back in Mudgee for their support of Bar TV throughout the Country Rugby League Championships. It was a fantastic few weeks to be able to go to Camden and across to beautiful downtown Mudgee yesterday. Not the result if you were a Canberra supporter in the big one in the Tier 1 Grand Final. Illawarra defeated Canberra by 42 points to 12. And of course that was their 3rd straight CRL title in a row. We'll just go through a few results yesterday, Josh, and of course it started way back in the early morning. Under-16s got us underway at 10 a.m. and the Tigers defeated the Bidgie Bulls in the Under-16 Country Championships by 10 points, 30 points to 12. Unfortunately, the Newcastle Rebels went down in the last 30 seconds to the Bidgie Bulls. That was in the Under-18s by a margin of just 2 points, 30 points to 28. And the Riverina side in the Tier 2 Grand Final defeated the Greater Northern Tigers by 32 points to 22. And congratulations not just to Illawarra, but the entire Bidgie region, who was pretty much in every game right through from the 16s going through to the Tier 1. And of course the Bidgie region also takes in Canberra. So very strong competition down there, and it's great to see everybody throughout the Wagga Wagga region and Balconnen and Junee and around that region, and as far down as Albury. A few representative players were in the side from the Albury Thunder, and they did a fantastic job as well. And congratulations, as I say, to everyone. And of course the CRL manager in that part of the world is David Skinner. And of course there's been a few representative players to come out of that for our region up here in Newcastle. After the match earlier in the morning of the 16s, they were able to select the 16 squad, which will go over to New Zealand in coming weeks to play a few of the regional rugby league teams over there in the Shaky Isles. Singleton's Mark Fogarty and James Bradley have been selected, and they'll have their chance to impress the 16s coach, who will be Andrew Ryan. We know Bobcat Ryan. Of course, he features prominently with Craig Hamilton on ABC and the Newcastle Knights, and of course a big player in the NRL, represented Bulldogs and everything in between. While for the under-18s, Bryce Kennedy. Now, he's the son of Ben Kennedy, the ex-Newcastle Knight player and, of course, the ex-Canberra Raiders player. He's also been joined by Jaden Hocking. He's from the Western Suburbs Rosellas for a trip of a lifetime for them going over there to New Zealand. Of course, the country first team has also been announced to go across to Fiji in October. Congratulations to Callan Richardson from the Western Suburbs Rosellas and Josh Schmiedel from Macquarie. Well, the country bull side has also been named, and they'll travel to Darwin in about 4 weeks' time. Now, a lot of the squad is made up from Newcastle players, especially the about 3 of them actually. Steve Waitford, he's been named fullback. He'll be going around today in the 6 jersey for the Pickers. Chris Adams, he's gone into hooker, while Warren Chillings will get his start off the bench. And as I mentioned, they'll represent the real NRL in that Rugby League Championship. So congratulations to everybody involved there. The CRL representing the Newcastle region pretty well as far as representation goes for the CRL Country First team and the Country Bulls. Well, as you can see on the screen right now, the cricket pitch. Every time you come here, you expect it to be a little bit of a quagmire. And over the last 24 to 48 hours, Newcastle has had its fair, decent amount of rain from the skies above. So it looked like a lot of the chances today might come on the edge. But knowing both of these sides, they love to play it up the middle, don't they? And then go to the edge on the 4th or 5th tackle. So what might be on the cards now, Josh? We might go through the South Newcastle Lions side as they'll take to the field today. At fullback is Steve Witters. On the wings is Josh Curry and also Joe Leeton. The 3 and 4 is Ryan Lippiott and Tim Christie. The 6 and 7 is Scotty Briggs and Jared Rottemar. And the back rowers of Kurt Warden, Liam Higgins, Brendan Simpson, Jason Strickleton, Jake Lawrence, and the captain and the coach, of course, is Todd Hurrell. The interchange bench looks this way for the Lions. Noel Tupu in 14, Ben Tupu in 20, and Angelo Piccioni gets his start to impress Todd Hurrell here today, along with Brendan Johnson in jersey number 15. We're not too far away from kick-off, so let's go through the Maitland Pickers side. 5th on the competition ladder, currently on 5th points. Matt Soper-Lawler at the back. Elliot Jennings and also Kate Hardy on the wings. Lincoln Smith and Nick Howe in the centres. Waitford the captain in 6. Clydesdale in 7. The back rowers looks this way. Pat Robards, Jared Smith, Dion Briggs, Billy Towers, Jaden Rosberg and PJ Ellis. The interchange bench of Reece Chappell, Howie Grant, Tyler Carter and Dan Randall. So we're underway here. It's the round 3 washout clash. You're watching it on Bar TV, the Newcastle Rugby League. As we mentioned, the Maitland Pickers will be defending in the first passage of play here. 5th on the ladder, 5 points, while South Newcastle Lions currently 4th on the competition ladder on 8 competition points here today. So South Newcastle Lions, a win today will get them at this stage of the competition, I believe, equal firsts along with Lakes and Western Suburbs, who are on 10 competition points, while Maitland Pickers, they'll be able to cement their spot in the top 5 of the Newcastle Rugby League. So speaking of the Pickers, they're going to have the opportunity right now to go onto the attack about 10 metres out from their own goal line. So good start here from the South Newcastle Lions. They're able to get through their first set of 6. So let's see what the Pickers can do. Let's see what they've got in their attacking arsenal right here in this washout clash. Of course, we just had the country championships in Mudgee yesterday, so originally we weren't supposed to have any rugby league football over this weekend, but due to a lot of rain in Newcastle over the last 3 months, that has certainly changed a lot of draws. And there's another fixture going around here today in the real NRL as well. So Waitford puts in the kick downfield. It bounces on the 30, rolls back to the 20, and this is Joe Leeton before he's cleaned up there, Josh, by Jaden Rosberg, just on the edge of the cricket pitch here. So opportunity again for South. They're coming outside their own end of the field. They're running away from the northern end of the park. This is Higgins. He goes for a dummy half run, takes him inside the Pickers' territory by 8 metres. They'll continue to come to the eastern side, the Merriweather Ocean end of Townsend Oval, and they'll get up and play the ball. That was Lippiott. Gives it away to Higgins. He now finds Simpson. He crashes into Jared Smith. And also over the top there in defence was Pat Robards. Comes back away to Briggs. He's going to go high. Witters is coming through. Witters can't collect the football. Matt Soper-Lawler is at the back, and he comes down with it for the Pickers here, Josh. 2 metres out from his own goal line, but a nice little kick there from the Lions.
Yeah, well taken there by Matt Soper-Lawler too. He's obviously wasn't the first choice fullback for the Pickers at the start of the season with Steve Waitford meant to play there, but he's done a good job, and now Waitford's in charge of having to run the halves, I suppose, now with Sebastian Luisi, of course, breaking his ankle last week in that sort of workplace accident was quite scary for him. I mean, he knocked out for a couple of minutes too, I believe.
They've averaged 26 points in attack, the Maitland Pickers, coming into this match. Their defence hasn't been all there in season 2015. Teams have been able to rake up on average 34 points after 7 competition rounds, while for the Lions, they've been able to average just 19 points in attack while they've been able to concede 18 points. So we know that the Maitland Pickers' defence is certainly an issue for them in 2015. So the South Newcastle Lions will kick it into touch here on their own 40-metre line. A good touch finder. They've been able to find the line on the eastern side, 45 metres out from the goal line of the Pickers, and here they come again. This is Jason Strickleton. He only knows one way, and that's straight up the middle of the park. Put down there from Rosberg. Plays it back to Higgins. He gives it away to Briggs. They come back on the inside through their hard-hitting prop, and this is Kirk Warden, and he's going to take the tackle there of Waitford. Here come the Lions. They're 30 metres out from the Pickers goal line. They're going to come out wide. This is Christie. He tried to step on the inside. He does exactly that. He puts a big palm away from one. Got away from Robards. He's still going. Now, that was a fantastic run. Probably the best run, individual run that you might even see in the first half, let alone the match. It's still on now out to the edge of the field for the Lions. Back to Lippiott. He's got his winger. First try. Joe Leeton, he scores in the corner for the Lions. 4 minutes gone. They lead by 4 points to 0. Well, it was one end of the field to the other, and the Lions just went bang, 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 and Joe Leeton was able to do the rest. They lead 4 points to 0. We've only had 5 minutes of this washout match for 2015. Well, impressive stuff early on for the Lions. Went from the left-hand edge to the right-hand edge, and Joe Leeton, he knows how to finish off the tries, as you're about to see right now coming up on the Bar TV replay. Check this out. It was just good run here, wasn't it, there from Christie. You're able to fend off the captain in Wade, got rid of Robards, came back to the captain in Waitford. First year with the Maitland Pickers. Of course, Waitford selected for the Country Bulls. And then they just spin the ball to the right-hand side. Great pass from Hurrell to Briggs. He found a Lippiott who had a good offload in him, and Joe Leeton finishes it off in the corner. So an impressive start for the Lions here on home soil. After 5 minutes, as we said, 4 points to 0. I think Todd Hurrell will be fairly happy, fairly impressed with what his side's put together there, Josh.
Yeah, it was all started there by a great run by Tim Christie, wasn't it? Really strong upper body strength. He's been impressive since he's come back from Melbourne after that first year he had here at the Lions. But, of course, people of Bar TV would know that he's the nephew of a cricket commentator you have at Bar TV in the summer, Murray Christie. So, g'day to Murray if you're watching out there, mate. But just you saw the speed of the South's attack. I mean, guys like Scott Briggs and Rodderman, they're just so good at expanding that, spreading that ball wide to the edges, and Maitland's really going to have to be wary of that if they're going to stay in this game, because there's plenty of attacking power on this line side right across the field.
Well, here's the kick from the eastern touchline. He's ripped it over, straight over the black dot. What a kick. The try converted, and what a nice try that was to start the washout match here at Townsend Oval. We'll go around the grounds on the Bar TV scoreboard. Newcastle are playing Cronulla at Hunters Stadium this afternoon. That was the 2 o'clock game to get underway out there. Newcastle lead Cronulla after 44 minutes of the match by 16 points to 12. And of course, we'll go back to Hunters Stadium as we get updates from that ground this afternoon. So the kickoff is underway. Clear skies above here at Townsend Oval. And this is their hard-hitting prop again in Kirk Warden. He comes flying back before Pat Robards is in there to bring him onto the ground. Last match Maitland played was live on Bar TV. It was a last-minute win, wasn't it, for the Pickers over Macquarie by 42 points to 40. That was on the 6th of June. That was the last time we had rugby league here in the Newcastle Rugby League competition, while Souths knocked off first place ladder leaders Lakes United back on the 6th of June as well by a margin of 12 points to 4. So they're back inside the Pickers territory. They're going to go high off the boot of Jared Rottemar. Ball swirling around. Nice catch out there from Elliot Jennings, as you were able to see. Got down on his knees. he wouldn't have been out of Rome, where you've just come from. Bowing to the Pope there at Vatican City, Josh Leeson. 20 metres out from their own goal line.
No, I didn't see the Pete. He was Pope. Sorry, mate. He was does the address on a Wednesday, and I was there on a Thursday, so I missed him. But I wasn't that disappointed.
You made up for it at the Coliseum.
Yeah, it was much better than the Vatican, in my opinion. Yeah, it was great.
Time Nick Howe picked up 2 tries against the Scorpions on that day. So the Pickers, they haven't been able to get across the halfway line, have they? After 8 minutes of this clash.
No, they're certainly missing the forwards, don't they? I mean, if you look out there right now, they're probably one of the smallest pack in the whole competition, and it's going to be hard against some pretty big men like Kurt Warden and Brendan Simpson in this South lineup.
So to the halfway line, once again, Kirk Warden. Speaking of him, everywhere he goes, he takes 3 or 4 on the back, doesn't he, Josh, to bring him into the turf?
Yeah, well, he's going to be going to be fired up today because I know, talking to a few people during the week, he was pretty upset that he got demoted to 18th man in the Rebels game down in against Canberra down in Camden a few weeks back. Here we go. He's Tim Christie on there.
Christie, look at him go. Nobody was going to stop him within 10 metres of the line. Goes in untouched. Well, Tim Christie, they got speed to burn on the left-hand centre position and also on the right centre position. They got speed across the park, in other words, and that's on display after 10 minutes of this match.
Yeah, they're looking very vulnerable on the edges, aren't they, the Pickers? Every time that South spread the ball, they're finding space. And again, it was just a quick little shift. And Tim Christie, who's I think a tremendous player, is again in for a try and is looking quite ominous here for the Maitland boys, Pete.
Yeah, he sure was, Josh. Just look at this lead-up play again. The captain and the coach instrumental to get that pass away. And the man on the screen there, Tim Christie. He knows how to finish off a try.
Just a terrible read there too from the Maitland side. They've really come up too quickly into the fence and haven't slid, and really just probably too easy there for South. And with another kick to come, it's going to be 12-0 in less than 12 minutes. So it's could be turning into quite a long afternoon for the Maitland boys.
He's talking to Steve Waitford, coming into the ground today, and he's mentioning throughout the week that we'll just look at this kick first. Here's the kick. It's a ripper from Scotty Briggs. Bangs it straight over the black dot. So South's out to a 12-0 lead. I guess over the years it's always been the case with the Maitland Pickers that a lot of the players come from the adjoining towns up through the coal fields, and it's hard to get a squad together to train. I know that was the case in 2014. PJ Ellis, of course, captain coach last year, and he said that, and I think it's pretty much again going to be the case in 2015 for them. But defence has certainly been the issue for them this year, and of course they started the season with Noel Dent back in charge. Noel left the club shortly after round 1. I think he left the club in round 2 or 3, didn't he?
Well, you just look here, Pete. Look how bunched they are. You got the wingers in about 20 metres from the sideline. So I mean, another quick spread, and Maitland will again be in trouble. So
here they go again. This time straight through the middle. They come down to Lawler. He got the pass out the back. They're keeping it alive, but this time the Lions, unfortunately, just couldn't hang on to the football. But as I keep on saying, the Pickers haven't even been in South's half yet. That's rare for any game, let alone the Pickers, to find themselves bogged down in their own side of halfway.
Yeah, lucky let off too there for them, because straight up the middle we see here Liam Higgins spotted a gap, and that last pass went to Todd Hurrell, went to the ground, but it's looking very dangerous here for the Pickers.
We'll go around the grounds on the Bar TV scoreboard. Hunter Stadium, Newcastle 22, leading the Cronulla Sharks 12. So a 10-point margin there to Newcastle. 10 minutes into the second half there. So the Pickers in the quagmire, in the middle of the pitch, as they come now to the left-hand side of the park. This is Dion Briggs. He takes captain coach Todd Hurrell for a piggyback ride down to his opposition's 40-metre line. So the first time we've had to wait 13 minutes for the Pickers to have the ball on the attack, and taking it forward now, it's Robards. He was playing 5/8, back to Nick Howe. He goes without it, cleaned up by the Lions, and they come away again from the southern end of Townsend Oval, and this time PJ Ellis goes in to assist the tackle there of Johnson. Again they go through the middle. This is Hurrell. Great ball. Souths cleaned up. Ball and all there from Jared Smith. They're 30 metres out again from the Pickers goal line. They'll kick off the boot of Briggs. Chasing it is their winger. Who's going to get the ball? Oh, lucky there. The Pickers were awake to that option, and that was Elliot Jennings, but there was a flying Leeton coming through behind him. We'll see it on the Bar TV replay in a moment, but lucky the Pickers were there to bounce back and knock it over the dead ball line.
Yeah, great tackle there by Lincoln Smith, but again, up the middle, it's that defence around the rucks is quite ordinary in the last few minutes. But nice kick here too from Scotty Briggs. That's going to be the go today with a wet field. Just going to those little chip kicks and grubber kicks.
We'll go through the reserve grade scores as well. The go-in defeated Newcastle Central by 24 points to 12, while Macquarie 36 defeated the Curry Bulldogs 32, and Maitland 8 defeated South 6 here in earlier games. As we see now, nice run around play. Backer comes this time to Strickleton, angling across field. They take him sideways in the tackle, about 5 metres out from the goal line. Backer comes to Witters. He finds Rodemar. Now this is Brendan Simpson, upended right underneath the goal mouth. Now to Higgins again. Comes back, look for the edge run. Here it comes, away to Lippiatt. He'll go himself and reach out and score! Ryan Lippiatt, third try for Souths. 15 minutes gone. Souths are on fire here on home soil.
Let's have a look at the replay coming up in a minute, but the beautiful fend here by Lippiatt, and then what was also pretty hard to, he had a bit of work to do too with the put down, didn't he? I mean, it wasn't easy. He stretched out. He's the arm carrying the football hit the ground too, which sometimes can shake the ball free. But he managed to plant that ball down, and fantastic try for South. But again, caught out on the edges. The Pickers' backline defence has been woeful today.
And look at Steve Witters in the background. He knew that the try was going to be on even before Ryan Lippiatt knew. He had to beat and palm off. I think you'll find it was Lincoln Smith in 4.
Yeah, wonderful fend, wasn't it? Right in the forehead.
Best way to do it. And look at him in the background. Steve Witters goes across and says to Liam Higgins, "You beauty." And then Jared Rodemar joins in. So Waitford joined by Dion Briggs. Getting a bit of a chat on the run there from our referee here this afternoon in this round 3 washout fixture. So South Newcastle Lions, as we mentioned, at the moment they sit 4th on the competition ladder. A win here today and they'll go up into equal first spot and join Lakes and Western Suburbs, while the Pickers currently on 5 points on 5th position. Here's the kick from the sideline. The Ocean into the ground. He can't do anything wrong today so far. Try converted. Souths leading Maitland by 18 points to 0. That, Josh Leeson, is more than a point a minute so far. Impressive stuff by the home side.
Every time they've had the ball, haven't they? They just really look quite lethal. I mean, it's been up the middle through Liam Higgins breaking up around the ruck, and then every time they go wide, Briggs is shifting it really quickly, and then both the centres, Lippiatt and Christie, have both looked dangerous every time they've had a bit of space. So it's looking great for the Lions and the Merriweather faithful.
Nice crowd in here as well. Big day of rugby league in Newcastle. Of course, the NRL is on over at Hunters Stadium, and the Knights lead by 22 points to 18. That's a tiny knock on here, Josh.
Yeah, a little opportunity here for the Pickers. They're going to get the first sort of really good possession deep inside the Lions' half. And it's going to be interesting to see what Steve Waitford and the new halfback Luke Clydesdale can do with the ball here, because he's got some pretty big shoes to fill in Clydesdale in Louisi. But they tell me the young man is quite a talented footballer, so we'll soon find out.
Well, this might sum up their whole match, this set of 6. Let's see what they can do here. Can they crack it? Ball comes back then out to Nick Howe. He sends it away to Towers. He picked up a try against the Macquarie Scorpions on the 6th of June in their 2-point victory. Now this is Briggs. Takes the shoulder of Kirk Warden. Got the pass away, didn't he? They're inching their way closer to the Lions line. This is Ellis. Giving it away to Waitford. Tries to do it himself. Towers. Working the left. Ellis. Clydesdale. Good offload at him. This is Smith. Dummying. Showing it. Christie cleans him up. Last tackle now for the Pickers. Look for the kick into the in-goal area. There it comes off the boot of Ellis. They've got to go away and clean it up here, the Lions. They're back into the field of play. Tremendous effort there by the home side. Now this is Tim Christie back out to his own 10-metre line.
A very good defensive set there from South. Maitland threw a little bit at him, didn't they? A few offloads and they moved the ball around. But, South just didn't panic in defence and finished it off well. So I think Coach Harrell will be very happy with his troops.
To the 30-metre line they come. This is Jason Strickleton. As Hardy, who's the second highest point scorer in the real NRL, gets off him. Yeah, Kate Hardy snatched a try as well against the Macquarie Scorpions a few weeks ago to get them back into the contest before that late try which sealed the competition win. And Barry Moore wasn't a happy man after that one. Came up into the grandstand and let everybody know that he wasn't happy with the refereeing officials, but I guess that's now behind Macquarie and time moves on, and this is exactly what has have to do here with the Pickers as well. They need to get time with the football in good field territory. Waitford, great ball, back to Smith. Even better tackle there from the Lions in Lawrence. Now this is Howie Grant giving it away to Ellis. He'll go himself. He knows where the try line is, but he can't quite get all the way.
I think he's bombed the try there.
Towers, great ball. Close again through Robards. He's on his back. Close to the goal line. So referee says go back and play the football back here, 10 metres away from the South's goal line. Let's see what they can do here, the Pickers. Back to the left-hand side of the park. Clydesdale finds Lawler. He's close. He crawls. 2 metres away for the line. Last tackle, turnover, back to the Lions.
Disappointing finish from the Pickers. I think there was like a two-man overlap out wide, but PJ Ellis opted to go himself, and I think he's bombed a certain try.
Well, they're looking quite fresh in attack, aren't they, when they're down here? But credit to the South Newcastle Lions just to keep them scoreless. They still lead themselves, still leading the opposition by 18 points to 0.
Well, they've certainly got some points in them, don't they, the Pickers? I mean, it was obviously shown a couple of weeks ago when they racked up 42 against the Scorpions, but keeping the Lions out, it's looking more of a challenge for them.
Strickleton plays it back. They cross their 40-metre line. Good hands. It comes away to the captain coach. Full of mud. Gives it across the left-hand side of the face. This is Tim Christie playing it back to Tupu. Taking it to the 40-metre line of the Pickers. Taken down there from Towers. Comes back to the captain coach in Hurrell. He finds Rodamar. He's going to bang it towards the sideline as Elliot Jennings collects the ball. He's going to be pushed back towards his own in-goal area, and it's going to be a goal line dropout. Well, they can't do anything wrong so far, the South Newcastle Lions.
Yeah, barring that little knock-on that they had in their own half, it's pretty much been a flawless performance so far by South. They've been very impressive in defence and in attack, and they're the great chip and chase. You can see Rodimer on the replay, little chip into the corner, and fantastic chase from Rodimer and Todd Hurrell, and driven them back was. I mean, that's the type of thing you'd see can see in teams that are really bonding well and bonding together well to the chip and chase. So fantastic play from South.
Rodamar giving it back this time to Noel Tupu. He's in jersey number 14. 28 points to 22. Cronulla have taken the lead over the Newcastle Knights at Hunter Stadium. Now this is Ben Tupu. 12 metres away, leading by 18 points to nil. Great ball, great try. Angelo Piccioni. He only came into the squad 40 minutes before kickoff, and he's come up with an absolute stellar of a try.
A beautiful little short ball from Todd Hurrell. He's just put him straight into a yawning gap. Again, I keep harping on about it, but it's been really terrible defence from the Pickers today. They've looked in trouble every time they've had the ball. The Souths have had the ball now line, but again, we'll see here, Hurrell takes it to the line. Great hole running from Piccioni, and great way to start his career here at South.
His teammates embrace him. His first try in top grade. Under the post. We'll head back out to Hunter Stadium. The try was converted by Cronulla. 8-point margin over the Newcastle Knights by 30 points to 22. Now Scotty Briggs has had a few difficult attempts in the first half, but this is much easier. Stabs at it. Touch judges raise the flags, and Bar TV raises the scoreboard to indicate another 2 points here on the Bar TV scoreboard. 24 points to Zilt after 25 minutes of the first half. So we'll go back around the grounds. No change out at Hunter Stadium. Cronulla still in the lead by 30 points to 22. And back here in the real NRL, we're nearly halfway through the season already in 2015. And then, of course, the announcement throughout the week that the grand final, going away from the traditional home ground, the number one sports ground, for the first time this season, we're going to be playing the grand final, Josh, out at Hunter Stadium. I know you probably are a bit more across that story than most of us, but an interesting decision nonetheless to take it away from the traditional ground and possibly make Hunter Stadium the host ground for many more seasons to come after this one.
I'm personally a big fan of the decision, Pete. I think number one sports ground has been the facilities there are quite dilapidated and have been for a long time, and really it's not a great showcase for what should be the centrepiece of the season. So I'm hoping that a lot of people will get along to the game at Hunter Stadium and make it a success, because they're going to need a big crowd to make it worthwhile, like financially, and I think also to make the atmosphere worthwhile. So I'm hoping people get behind it, because I think it's going to be a lot better for spectators and also for the players.
Of course, that match will be live streamed on Grand Final Day right here on Bar TV. Here they go again out wide. Tupi gives it away to Christie. He gets down low and gets another try for the Lions. Well, it's a carve-up-a-thon here on home soil. It's 30 points to nil, and we've only had 26 minutes of the first half. Well, that run on the back of that from Tupi led to that try. They didn't want to put him down. They couldn't put him down. He was too big, too strong for any picker to jump on the back to leech on and bring him into the turf. And then from then, as you're about to see here on the Bar TV replay, everybody, the ball just came from this lead-up run. Look at the big palm. Big don't argue into Jaden Rosberg. Now, he's no slouch in defence. And then from here, it was just nice work across the goal line. Great cutout pass there from Noel Tupu to give it away to Tim Christie, and he finishes it off. A slick backline move from the South Newcastle Lions. Well, the Pickers, where do they go to from here?
They've just been completely outplayed due to the size of the South forwards. I mean, they're just making great yardage up the middle, and then it's sucking all their players into the middle of the fence, into the middle of the park, and then they're hitting with the cutout balls. It's been a very impressive performance from South, and just completely dominant. There's been a few big scores throughout 2015.
But I'd like to know the stat leading into half-time. We've still got 13 minutes on the Bar TV scoreboard remaining, and it's already 32 points to Zilt. And we've only had 28 minutes of the first half here. Don't forget, as always, you can get in contact with us here on Bar TV, and the only way to do that is, I guess, instant contact would be today to get us in contact via Twitter, #BarTV. And if you've got any questions for the commentary team, we'll try and answer them to our best of our knowledge here as Souths bring it back now to their own 30-metre line. Up towards the 40. That is how we expect the Pickers to tackle. And that, of course, was led by the most experienced picker out there in PJ Ellis. And now they've forced the error. Well, that certainly rattled a few bones. That's why we love tough, hard, fast rugby league here in Newcastle. And that's what the Newcastle Rugby League is always about and has always been about and will always continue to be about as we move forward. If you just tune to the coverage, grand final day, we were just speaking about it, but let's just look at the replay here of the lost opportunity here for Souths. Here it comes again, and Scott Briggs, I guess he was in two minds there, whether to go himself or offload it to his man in support. He's probably thinking he should have just went himself on that occasion, but this is another rare, I guess. It's a rare opportunity. They've only been down here, I guess. You could count it on your left hand, probably 3 or 4 times in the first 30 minutes of the match here. So let's see if they can come away with it here with a try and not come away empty-handed. Souths Lions numbering up in defence. Comes back to Howie Grant, and it's just gone straight through him. And the Lions come away with it again on their own 20-metre line. So 30 minutes gone here at Townsend Oval. Under clear blue skies. It's been a bit chilly in Newcastle, you'd expect that, but not as chilly as where we were yesterday in Mudgee. The town was absolutely packed out. You couldn't get in a hotel room in Mudgee if you even tried in the week leading up to that CRL Grand Final. And of course they had the biggest conference that they have on the Mudgee regional calendar out there as far as the council's concerned, the Fireman's Concert. And I told the story yesterday, Josh. We were coming up over the mountain range up through Muswellbrook and didn't know what was going on. There must have been about 50 fire trucks. Anyway, the story goes on, and we all knew where they ended up going on Sunday morning to beautiful Mudgee. They had the Fireman's Conference, and it brought over 450 firemen to town. So, wow. Useless stat of the day, wasn't it? It was. But, yeah, it was one of their biggest conferences, and we were speaking to the mayor there yesterday in Wes, and he said without the Vineyards and the Fireman's Conference, it would have been a bit slow going, but on top of that, they had the CRL Grand Final day, so the economy is booming out there, and I'm sure the Vineyards, everyone loves a drop or two, and I know Terry Quinn, the CEO of the CRL, and Chock Anderson, who actually lives here, the chairman of the CRL here in Merriweather, they were going to go and grab a few grapes and put it in their pocket on their trip back here to the East Coast. Now, the Lions trapped down inside their own 10-metre zone, aren't they, as we go inside the last 9 minutes here on the Real NRL scoreboard. Pictures coming out of Bar TV for Season 2 of live streaming.
There's going to be a lot of work to do at halftime for Coach Trevor Wright. I don't know where he's actually going to begin here, but they have proven that they can score a lot of points and quickly, Maitland. So he's probably not going to think they're completely out of this game yet, but the way they're defending today, it's going to be hard to, I think, to keep the Lions out from scoring any more points even before the halftime break.
They've had success through this middle region, haven't they? It's where they've made dominant metres up the middle of the ruck.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen live like Brendan Simpson and Kurt Warden this season, but they're very impressive up the middle. I can see why they came on the representative radar.
So 13 minutes to go at Hunters Stadium. Cronulla still leading Newcastle by 8 points, 30 points to 22. And back here, Souths. It's one-way traffic here in the round 3 washout match. We've got time off here. First time he's stopped the clock in the first 32 minutes of the first half as well. As we say, nearly at the halfway point of the competition as we go into the back end and on our way through to grand final day this year, of course, as we discussed, at the new home of the real NRL, especially for the grand final anyway, Hunters Stadium. We know that the Illawarra Coal Rugby League play their grand final at Wynn Stadium. Here's the kick out wide. Hardy looking for it. Can't come down with it. The Lions go away and collect up the ball, which was dribbling into the possession, as you can see there, of Josh Curry and Cade Hardy. The second highest point scorer in the real NRL. If you just tuned to the coverage and wanted to know how Cade Hardy was going on the wing for Pickers this year. As we mentioned at the top of the program, they've averaged 26 points in attack this year, the Pickers, but they've conceded 34 points in defence. And as we said in the pre-show with Josh Leeson from the Newcastle Herald, defence was always going to be the key issue against the South Newcastle Lions today. And is it what? They're down by 30 points to 0.
Got the feeling that that average points scored is going to blow out a little bit today too, Pete.
Is it what? As they head the ball towards the touchline here. It's going away from Jennings. Now that's confidence from their young winger out there.
Threw the old dummy to the sideline then.
He did.
South boys didn't bite though.
He didn't. But Jennings, speaking of him now, he's got the ball and he's looking to support, but he takes the line on and takes the tackle there eventually of the 16 who picked up the third try of the match in Piccione. So centre of the Townsend Oval. The 14 is with it. This is Chappell taking it towards the middle of the quagmire. It's not as bad as we've seen here at Townsend Oval, but it's certainly up there. Great pass. They're away. This is Waitford, the captain. First year of the Pickers. Great experience in the New South Wales Cup to know he had to get up and play the ball quickly. Player gone to the bin here. Professional foul. Souths are down to 12.
It was a great tackle by Stevie Withers on a bigger man in Steve Waitford, but held on a little bit too long, and probably a fair decision to send him to the bin. It was certainly a professional foul and did ruin what was probably Maitland's best try-scoring opportunity so far this half. But I think he's the man to get him out of trouble today if there's going to be any hope is Steve Waitford. He's a class act, but also a great ball from one of their other great players in Billy Towers.
So a penalty here, Josh, right in front of the goalposts as the sun drenching the southern end of the field, as you can see here from our vantage point of the cameras, which are situated back towards the halfway line here. So 4 minutes out from the break. Can they cross the white chalk here? Time off with 4.5 minutes remaining as Chappell takes the tap, giving it away. 4 metres out from the goal line. Rosberg plays it back. Away to Waitford. Carter. Couldn't quite offload it there, could he, to Nick Howe. It's on again. They're short to the line. Nick Howe, speaking of him, trying desperately to reach out. Falls short. Back to Carter. Back through the middle of the field. Waitford giving it away to Ellis. And the former captain coach from last year is on his back. Chappell. Pickers going short. Effective pass for the second time. But unfortunately, it's fallen apart at the third pass. They've bombed a try over the goal line. 4 minutes out from the break. They trail by 30 points to 0.
Can't buy a trick today, can they, Maitland? For all money, looked like they were going to score there, but you couldn't really see from our angle. His back was to us, but I might see on the replay, but it appears that he's dropped the ball over the line without even having a player on him. So, lucky break there for South.
We're about to see how it unfolded on the replay. Here it is now, Josh. Waitford did well. Got cleaned up over the top. And then the tackle count was restarted. So we're back to the live pictures now. This is Ellis. He's going to be tackled about 4 metres out from the line. The Pickers to the left-hand side of the park. Clydesdale wrapped up, ball and all. Well, that's it from Scotty Briggs over the top. Let me just explain what happened there. Mr. Jolly had his wrong eye on the replay monitor. Usually we have the replay monitor. Here it is here, and this is exactly what the incident was here. Look at this. Great pass, as I said, effectiveness for the second time, but Clydesdale was just overrunning the ball, wasn't he?
Yeah, it might have been a forward pass anyway, that final pass. So,
you know what we just learnt after all that, as far as if you ever want a job in the commentary box?
it's like driving a car. You've got to keep your eye on the road.
Got to keep your eye on the road. Don't rely on a TV monitor to call rugby league. Although, in saying that, it's worked for 463 plays in the last 8 days. Here's the chance now for the Pickers. They've gone all the way. Is that the start of the comeback? Long way to go in the match. But you've got to start it somewhere, and maybe it was just there. A bit of confidence anyway, a bit of confidence to the centre three-quarter in Nick Howe, who crashed over in the southern end of the field.
Yeah, we're certainly happy to have Dow Nico back in the team. He spent a bit of time with the Knights New South Wales Cup squad because he's quite a powerful runner. He played a fair bit of fullback when he initially came to the club, but they've chosen to use him predominantly as a centre these days, and you can see here on the replay. This is the replay this time.
Yeah. I've just had the producer's been sacked. He forgot to put the replay logo up before. And that's why we thought it was a replay, but it wasn't the replay, it was the live action. But anyway, he's off to the Ombudsman for unfair dismissal. We might all be ended up there after 80 minutes by the sound of things here. 40 seconds out from the break as the Pickers have the chance from the touchline to convert the Nick Howe try. Their first try of the match. Here's Cade Hardy, second highest point scorer. He's got plenty of goals in him, but unfortunately that one's just gone to the right-hand side of the screen. So the conversion unsuccessful here. On the official scoreboard, we've got 1 minute 20 to go. So they'll be able to restart the play. And maybe the Pickers will get a few more tackles in before we have the halftime siren here. So 34 points between both sides in the first 40 minutes of football here at Townsend Oval. We've been around the world, haven't we? Bar TV in the last 7 days, of course, calling 4 grades at Camden last Saturday. And then had their chance to go along and do the under-18s at the Melbourne Cricket Ground on Wednesday night. That was a fantastic match, and congratulations to the Queensland under-18s who scored with about 2 minutes to go over New South Wales. Fayud from the Townsville Stingers just went himself and backed his own ability and got over the line, and never seen celebrations like it from under-18s before in front of a big crowd there. At that stage of the match, there was about 55,000 in there at the G. Massive crowd, probably the biggest crowd those young guys will have before one or two of them make progress, or a handful of them into top grade. But right now, it's the Lions through Rottamar, giving it away to Brick. Which way will they come this time? This is Lippiatt. Siren goes in the background. Very faint siren here. Maybe it's waterlogged. But the siren has gone. So 40 minutes down, 40 to go. As we go across to the scoreboard here. And don't forget, South's Merriweather, just down the road here. Get along there, and exactly what that sign says, quench your thirst. If that's what you want to do after the match. And then, of course, a big shout-out to everybody back in the auditorium, back at the club right now, who have got this match unfolding as well. And I'm sure on the other screen, they've got the match going on at Hunter Stadium. Cronulla, with 4 minutes to go, lead Newcastle by 30 points to 22. So it looks like the Sharks have been able to travel up the M1 and come away with that match as well. But back here, it's 30 points to 4. What we might do, we might take a break, find a refreshment or two, and come back for the second half here. It's all in front of the Pickers in the next 40 minutes.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football,
swimming, basketball,
netball
and athletics,
you'll see this logo.
it's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
and you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
Here's your story, let's begin. The water's fine, come on, dive in. The future's here, it's right before your eyes. Step by step, you're on your way. Welcome to a brighter day. Don't you know it feels good to be alive? You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
Oh, it doesn't matter how really thick. Just some strapping tape, mate, just to put over my ear. Yeah, that'll do. That's all right, I'll stretch it over. Thanks. Just trying to keep it in. Thanks, mate. Yep. Cheers.
And we're back for the second half here. The Pickers. Will it be a tale of two halves? It needs to be. Souths dominated the first half from the get-go. Are they about to continue on their sensational form as we go into the back end of the next stanza of 40 minutes? This is Howie Grant giving it back away to a flying Rosberg, who takes them, hits the line there of Jason Strickleton. Cronulla got up over the Newcastle Knights in the NRL match. Josh Leeson selecting Cronulla. Did you, Josh, throughout the week in the paper? They only just got up, mate.
Oh, I got shafted from that. I don't do that anymore.
You got shafted. We've all been there. 30 points to 28. Newcastle, they got a try in the last few minutes, I understand, through Kurt Gidley in the 78th minute. But unfortunately, the kick went wide and the kick went over. We might have had a 30-all ball game. So the Pickers now, 26 points. They've got to try and gain back. Here's the kick in towards the in-goal area. They've lost the ball and they've been able to dive away and clean it up and batter it over the dead ball line. That was Joe Leeton over there for the South Newcastle Lions. And if you just tune to the coverage coming back from the NRL today, the under-18s was announced yesterday, and Bryce Kennedy, who's the son of Ben Kennedy, the ex-Newcastle Knights player, has been selected for the under-18s, and Jaden Hocking from the Western Suburbs Rosellas, while Singleton's under-16s players, Mark Fogarty and also James Bradley, have been selected to go around in New Zealand for the under-16s. With the play here, as we see now the ball coming back away through the middle of the park here, centre of the field, as it comes back through the 6 in Waitford, giving it away to Lawler. This is the 3 in Nick Howe, who scored the only try in the first half. May have got the first try of the second half. Referee agrees. Maitland still trailing, but it was a better start to the half, and they've been able to crash over the first points. They still trail, though, by 30-8.
Well, it's exactly the response that Coach Trevor Ott would have wanted at the break. They've come out and looked pretty good in the first couple of minutes, and Dime Nick Howe, he definitely is their most attacking option. They've got really great strength. We'll see here on the replay. Brushes off 3 plays, 4th. Yeah, four plays he's brushed off on the way to the line, so fantastic strength there from the son of Tuira, Nick Howe, the former Sharks and Melbourne Storm lock forward and Kiwi international. But great play, and Maitland, maybe a little tiny flicker of hope that they can make this a contest yet.
So the kick now in the setting sun coming up on the eastern side of the field, looking to convert the Nick Howe try. He does exactly that. So Maitland clawing their way back into the match, hopefully for their fans and supporters who are tuning into Bar TV. A long way to go. The wheels will really have to fall off South Newcastle Lions for that to happen, but you just never know. Psychologically, the framework of players going into the break by a massive margin. Sometimes they think the game is already won, and within a blink of an eye, they're in with a tough tussle. Will that be the case here at Townsend Oval? The Pickers bringing it back off their own 20-metre line here.
I think it's a real credit to South as well, Pete. I mean, they've got some massive injury problems in their camp at the moment. Just look at these amount of players they've got sitting on the sidelines. Riley Brown out for the season, hasn't played a game. Anthony Watts played 10, 15 minutes. He's out for the season. Two former NRL players there. Bo Simpson's out for the season. He's played a lot of rep football. And then Gene Brown, younger brother of Riley Brown, also out now with the shoulder injury for the rest of the year. So some quality cattle on the sidelines, and they're still playing some great football.
Yeah, very good effort by everybody involved here at the club. And Todd Hurrell being in his first year as captain coach as well, taking over the reign from Adam Bettrich, who was an assistant to Steve Kidd in the under-18s down at Mudgee yesterday.
Assistant coach of Macquarie too under Barry Moore these days.
Of course.
Adam Badridge is a great rugby league man. I knew he couldn't keep him out of the sport for too long.
Well, it's an interesting story with Steve Kidd. He told everybody last year that he wanted to have a rest and spend a lot of time with his family, but he's back in the game of rugby league. That's the thing. Once you have a taste of league, it's in your blood and you just can't let go of it, can you?
Yeah, well, he's the assistant coach for Central too, under captain coach Rowan Kelly. So, but a little bit less pressure, I suppose, being the assistant coach. A little less scrutiny. I think it's fair to say Phil Stubbins, the Jets coach, found out that being a head coach is a little bit different than being an assistant coach the last A-League season.
It's been an interesting time in top flight, I guess, rugby league and football over the last nearly decade here in Newcastle for the Knights and the Jets, as now Hurrell sending it back this time to Strickleton. Wrapped up there from the former captain and the coach in PJ Ellis. Back it comes now to Briggs. Kicking in between the fullback and the winger. Going back there is Lawler. Hurrell comes through and wraps him up, ball and all there. Josh, 10 metres out from their own goal line.
Not much of Matt Soper Lawler, but he's very, very handy on his feet and looks very safe at the back too. So young fella, he's the son of the club president Frank Lawler. So he's doing well in his little taste in first grade.
Kate Harley feeling the impact there of the ground here at Townsend Oval. This is Billy Towers towards the cricket pitch area. They decide to come away from the cricket pitch area to allow for Waitford, the captain, to put the kick downfield. Of course, Waitford started the season at fullback. His normal position over there in the New South Wales Cup for a lot of the time that he was playing for the New Zealand Warriors was fullback, he was telling me. And then he came across here and now he's finding himself in at 5'8". And Waitford ended up getting a job with one of the local gyms up in Maitland. We did a story on him up at the Maitland Mercury. Now he's left that position and he's gone to a new gig, which he's thoroughly enjoying. Now away this time to Briggs, giving it away to Rothamar. Here this time finds one of the try scorers who have been able to cross the line. That is Tim Christie, still with the ball. Wrestle down there from Reece Chappell. Plays the ball back to the left-hand side. Is it on again here for the Lions? Unfortunately, this time the pass has gone just a tad forward on the 30-metre line of the Pickers.
Still very impressed with just the speed of the South's movement of the ball and in hand. They've been quick to get the ball to the edges, and every time they're looking dangerous. So, Hurrell will be very impressed with his side today. Scott Briggs, when they give him a bit of space, he's lightning fast with the passes, and he's looking at having a great game too, I suppose. After making his rep debut last week, the confidence would be high.
Well, next week, Curry hosts South at the Graveyard on Saturday, while Maitland, the Pickers, will host Central also on Saturday. This is Jaden Rosberg crossing their halfway line. Plays the ball back this time to Chappell. Sending it back through the cricket pitch area. This is Waitford. Cuts out one. Gives it across this time to Grant. He tried to get on the outside there of Noel Tupu. And he comes back and takes him to the ground for the second time. This is Towers, back to Waitford. Away this time to Nickow. Nickow trying to signal men to come back on the inside. Juggled, couldn't quite get it back to Pickers. The Lions go away and clean it up right on their own in-goal area. Well, nice work again. Well, Waitford, he's nearly been in everything, hasn't he? He's trying to get his side going solo at this moment of the match. We've got 30 minutes remaining here on the Bar TV scoreboard as we head inside the back end of the half. 30 to go, 10 down. As the Lions again through Hurrell. Waitford cleans him up. Nice work there, wasn't it? Having to hop over Waitford and Hurrell. Don't see that every day in rugby league. Probably won't see it again this year. Here's the kick off the boot. Going downfield, bouncing away for the pumpkin picker to bring it back into the defensive line of the Lions. And that, of course, was their electrifying winger when he gets going in Elliot Jennings. Now this is their fullback in Matt Soper-Lawler. Takes it down to the halfway line, cleaned up there from Lippiett. Plays the ball, bit of push and shove between the 1 and 3 as the ball comes out there to Randall. Wrapped up there, ball and all, from Simpson, and also the captain coach again. He's been everywhere for the Lions. A real gem of a knock, as you'd expect. Now, the former captain and the coach of the Pickers as if the football on his opposition's 40-metre line. Quick play the ball, but a tiny knock on as PJ Ellis was trying to get that quick ball away through his boot. And the referee was right on the stop. He's just... Our man out there is Aylett. He's just got his studs caught up in the grass here as we go to the replay.
Yeah, a bit harsh, I think there. We just caught up on his boot for a little microsecond, but it didn't appear to be actual knock on. So yeah, a bit of a tough call there for the Maitland.
Here they go. Look at them go in full flight. Lippiett down the sideline.
Well, he looks injured here.
Well, Randall cleaned him up and just pats him on the shoulder there and says, mate, I didn't expect that tackle to go pear-shaped. And Ryan Lippiett there with the head trainer coming across for South Newcastle Lions. So he's just clutching towards his ankle here. Yeah, but they're tough as teak here at South, and by the looks of it, he'll get back up and go on as we go to the replay.
Yeah, just a little bit of a twist there in the tackle. But he's still, he's coming from the field now too, so he looks in a bit of pain, Ryan Lippiett. But as we were saying before, there's a lot of injuries in the South camp at the moment, so they certainly can't afford to lose another outside back, especially a quality one like Ryan Lippiett.
That may have went forward off the arm there of Jared Rodemar. And Aylett agrees. So both sides.
It'll be an interesting little period here for South. I mean, they've got a solid lead of 20 points, but they certainly don't want to drop their bundle and get away from the way they were playing in the first half. I mean, Coach Todd Hurrell will be wanting them to continue and keep scoring the points, but also not throw any loose balls around. So it's about trying to get through their sets and keep playing, because I certainly don't want to leave the door ajar here for the Maitland to get back in this game.
Well, they lead the scoreboard, don't they? Maitland in the second half. The overall scoreboard not so much in their favour. Nickow getting off. So Briggs is... Oh, there's a little bit of a sloppy play. Comes out the back, though. Away this time to Soper-Lawler. Wrestled into the ground again by Todd Hurrell. We might hear the sound of the hello. He's just got a ball in the back there from Soper-Lawler. Todd Hurrell. As Waitford looks to bang it into touch. And he does exactly that. Right on the halfway line. So the tap's taken. So the Pickers coming back there now through Robards. He runs into Higgins. Got a good ball away too to Smith. On it comes to Ellis. He cakes the tackle there down low of Hurrell. Along there with their hard-hitting prop in Warden. Comes back there now to the right edge of the field. Away to the 11 in Billy Towers. Wrapped up there from Jared Rodimer. Waitford. Back to their crafty hooker in Smith. He gives it away to the veteran in PJ Ellis. And Hurrell combining to bring him into the ground. Back away now to Clydesdale. They cut out one to Rosberg. Straight through. Second try of the second 40.
Beautiful pass there by young halfback Luke Clydesdale. He seemed to glide across the field then, didn't he? And just timed it beautifully.
He did.
But,
As PJ Ellis there, just looking at the ground, he knows that the Pickers in sides that he has been associated from have been able to get their way back into the contest, and this is how the try came. Look at this great cut-out pass. They were able to cut out Robards to find Jaden Rosberg. And just look at this pinpoint pass there from Clydesdale onto the chest of Jaden, and over he went. And the first man to congratulate him was the try scorer against Macquarie a few weeks ago in Pat Robar.
Now, Luke Clydesdale, is he the younger brother of Adam Clydesdale, the Knights hooker?
That was a stat that I was trying to find out as well, Josh. I wonder if he is.
I've got a feeling he is, but yeah, not positive on that.
Well, if he is, he's come from a brilliant pedigree.
But
So
certainly looking much better after the break, aren't they? I mean, South have sort of dropped their bun a little bit and made a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes. But Maitland are running, the forwards are running a lot more purpose, it seems, and yeah, providing opportunities for the half like Luke Clydesdale to play those sort of balls. So maybe, just maybe, this might be a bit of a nail-biting finish yet to come.
the kick's a sensational one as well from their winger in Cade Hardy. As we said at the top of the second half, rugby league, expect the unexpected. And psychologically, Souths, we know they're still up by 14 points. But maybe they're just a little bit shocked how the Pickers have come out to play in the second half. They need to be switched on for the dying 24 minutes of this match, because the intensity of the Pickers is certainly lifting with every touch. Robards giving it away this time to Billy Towers. Offloading the pass to Smith. Hurrell's in there. And Warden towards the halfway line. This is Ellis. 48 metres out from the South line. Good go forward. Good meterage. This is Smith. Taking it centre of the field on the fourth tackle. The ball's been stripped. This will bring a penalty. Penalty to the Pickers. 35 metres out from the South line. Well, the pendulum isn't about to swing. It's certainly swinging as far as try scoring goes in the second half of the Pickers. Souths haven't been able to crack. But Maitland, that's exactly what they need to keep on doing, cracking the line of Souths. This is Ellis. Away this time now to Smith. Giving it away this time to Waitford. Here's another one. Billy Towers. He gets another try for the Pickers. Well, they're coming back here on opposition home soil.
Well, mate, that pendulum is certainly completely swung now. It's all Maitland. Fantastic little bit of work there from Steve Waitford. He put on a great ball to lead for another try, and just all the momentum is certainly with the Pickers, and South's just making mistakes, giving away penalties. It's really opening the door for Maitland to come back.
They don't know what's going on, do they? That group of players are saying, fellas, what a brilliant 40 minutes we've had. We need to keep it going as we go to the replay here. And again, that man again, Steve Waitford, giving the ball away. And Billy Towers scored last time he played in the Newcastle Rugby League. And this is the lead-up penalty that was given away. As we slow it down here, a little bit of a strip there, hand in the ball there from Hurrell as well in there. And then only a matter of 30 seconds later, they've got us to where we see right now, the conversion coming up after the try. So this game is alive and well here at Townsend Oval. 21 minutes to go. Can they convert the try? Yes, they can. So Maitland, they're back into the match. Still trailing, though, the home side by 8. We've had 18 minutes of the second half. So 5th on the ladder on 5 competition points coming into this match, the Pickers. While the Lions, 8 points, 4th on the ladder. The captain not quite getting the ball on that occasion. It goes into the arms of their fullback in Lawler. He gives it away to Pat Robards. You can't miss him. You can see him from Nobby's head with that beautiful display of ginger hair with the curls going through it. Sensational in the front row for the Pickers, and they'll look to him and this man with the football, PJ Ellis, if they're going to claw their way back into this contest. Here they go again. Smith dummying his way down towards the 30-metre line. Last tackle now for the Pickers. Where's the kick going to come from? With the ball this time, it's away to Towers. He slips over. It's the last tackle. Ball comes out the back. They're keeping it alive. Away this time now. Away to Newcastle. Great ball. They're over. They're into the corner. Kane Hardy. No, it's gone forward. It's gone forward, so no try. So close yet so far for the Pickers. And the crowd goes up here to support their home side.
I think by you have a look at it, I think he's knocked it on, or he's dropped the ball trying to put the ball down. When he's great ball there from tied down Nick, our little Matt Gidley flick pass we'll see here, but when he's tried to put the ball down, he's dropped it. Yep.
There it goes, just straight through him.
So massive let off for South there, because Maitland, that would have been 3 tries in 5 minutes or 6 minutes. It's been sensational comeback. So this game is certainly on.
Well, Nick Howe, I know his father had a good offload when he was playing. Maybe he's learned a thing or two from his old man as the south side come out towards the edge of the park. This is Lawrence giving it back this time to Strickleton. And Robards brings him down. Pickers into the field from the 40-metre line. Tyler Carter wraps up the man with the ball. Of course, that was Simpson. The prop is chiming in and giving it away, and South are dropping down on the 30-metre line of the Pickers. Only an 8-point ball game as Briggs goes high to the air. Lawler at the back. Can't come down with it. South, play on. Got an overlap. Here they go. Leighton will score. Leighton comes around. Well, from one end of the field to the other. A moment ago was the Pickers, and now it's South Newcastle putting on a clinical display in front of their home fans. Now,
there's a bit of a question mark, I thought, on the challenge in the air on the fullback. Wasn't sure if he was taken out when he was attempting the catch. So we'll see here. Maybe this is what the touch judge is talking to the referee about.
Well, he hasn't given the try yet, and I don't think he's going to give it. He hasn't dropped back in towards the in-goal area to give the try. So it's no try here at Townsend Oval. The Pickers dodged a bullet. They've got a penalty. So Aylett, this is it on the replay. They go high to the air. Now, I think you'll find there's something in this that we can't see, which is determined there's no try. It must have been here at the moment of impact. Well, that went backwards. That went backwards. That went backwards, and this would have been a try if allowed. So this gives the Pickers, Josh, I get another opportunity here to get themselves back into the match. I think the Lions might have been hard done by there, as this is Wakeford. Takes it into his grasp and takes the shot there of Hurrell.
Yeah, certainly. It looked like Steve Withers only had eyes for the ball the entire time, and he's batted it backwards. So, yes, there was contact with the Soper's Lawler, the Pickers fullback, but certainly I felt that should have been a try.
It's on again for the Pickers. Can they offload? It's the last tackle. They're over there in numbers from Souths, and they take the ball carrier into the ground head first. So turnover back to the opposition here. 2 metres out from their own line. Hashtag Bar TV Sports. If you disagree or agree with that decision there from our man in the middle in Tom Aylett, we'd love to know what the fans at home, you've seen the replays, the same ones that we've seen up here in the commentary box. What did you think? Simpson plays the ball. Away now to Warden. And Jared Smith wraps him up along there with his teammate over the top there in Briggs. Captain coaching Todd Hurrell. Plays it back. Scootering from dummy half. Ellis was there quickly to wrap him up, ball and all. Comes back there now. They're going to kick inside their own 40. Lawler going away and collecting the ball on this occasion at fullback. And Lawrence is in there for the Lions. So 16 minutes to go here at Townsend Oval. This is Elliot Jennings. Takes the shot there of Brendan Simpson. Again with Hurrell. I'd like to know how many tackles he has made from lock forward for the Lions this afternoon. Now this is Hardy. Back to Smith. We're about to go forward through Waitford, giving it away to Nick out. Big palm into the face of Christie. Does it for the second time. Back to Waitford. He takes the line on. No support came there from the Pickers. Quick play the ball needed. That's what they've got. Continuing to march and trample their way down to the 10-metre line. Great pass back on the infield. With the referee, he says, guys, we'll put down a scrum here. Josh Leeson from the Newcastle Herald, 10 metres out from the Lions line. Well, the Pickers, you just get that sense that they're not done yet, and they just look a little bit knackered here, the Lions, but we've still got 15 minutes to go. The main thing is the fans and the players are holding on to an 8-point advantage.
It's a completely different game, isn't it? Maitland have just the forward pack from the Maitland side have really just firing now. Robarbs is impressive, and PJ Ellis is getting involved as well, and Billy Towers, and it's been a complete turnaround. And I suppose there might be some unhappy Lions fans if they somehow lose this game after that last try was disallowed, because for all money it looked a try, but plenty of work here for the Lions to do. I think they're going to have to score another try, because the way Maitland are playing, there's going to be plenty of more points in this game.
Yeah, you're quite right. 8 points. I don't think that will be enough to stop the onslaught here from the Pickers, because they have really controlled the ball well, haven't they? Haven't had the fumbles like they had in the first half, and it's been a tale of two halves. This is Hurrell running into Rosberg, and he's been picked up and dumped, assisted by Pat Robards. Cricket pitch in the centre of the screen. Played it back to Higgins, across to Briggs. Nearly went for an intercept. That created space out wide. The fullback is away. Can he come across and collect the football? No, he can't. Lawrence offloads the pass. Play on in Rodimer. Jared Rodimer's into the corner. He'll give this try, Aylett. He won't deny him now. He might have got the last one wrong, but he's come up with this one spot on.
I thought they nearly bombed the try there, Jake Lawrence, after a great break. He didn't pass to his winger, but instead the ball's gone down the ground. But and Steve Withers, who's one of the most elusive players in the real NRL, picked the ball up and he found the corner. Great try for South, and maybe that's killed the Maitland revival.
Well, this is it on the replay. They went for the intercept. That created space out wide. They went down towards the goal line, and Elliot Jennings came across from the Pickers, but then who was there? Their dynamite little 70, Jared Rodimer, and finishes it off towards the southern corner. And the touch judge said to our referee, Naylor, give the try that one, because these fellas here, they wanted it. Look at them looking on. The locals here, mum and dads are here, the fans, their friends, the lower grades. They're enjoying their afternoon here at Townsend Oval.
Yeah, my apologies there. It was Jared Rodimer, not Steve Withers. They look a bit similar, but a great try from Jared Rodimer.
The identical twins, perhaps, Josh.
There you go. We're even now, Pete.
Wonder if it was the same mother. Possibly not. Then again, she might have married twice. Here's now Scotty Briggs. right out on the touchline.
I'm not touching that one.
We'll move that one to the slips cordon. Here's the kick from the sideline. No change to the scoreboard. It's waved away. So Souths 34, Maitland 22. 12-point ball game here with 12 minutes to go. Well, may not be over yet. Let's see what they can produce, Maitland. They're in no rush, are they, to get back to halfway. And Aylett, of course, the sponsors of the referees in 2015 is the Good Guys. Banging it down towards the goal line. And Ben Tupu winding himself up, charging his battery up. Clutching out as he was playing the ball back there to Higgins. Away to Hurrell. Defence is brutal. Led, of course, there by Robards, along there with Rosberg. The referee just telling them to go back and play the ball, and that's exactly what they do now, and they take it towards their own 40-metre line. Palming away from one, can't get away from the second line of defence, and they're going to be trapped here just on their own side of their own 30. They're going to spin it from the west to the eastern side of Townsend Oval, and with the ball in his possession now, this is Noel Tupu. He's cleaned up there by Nickau, who has scored 2 tries here this afternoon for the Pumpkin Pickers. Now this is Simpson running into Briggs. Here's the kick outside the 40. Going away nicely to collect the ball is Lawler. He's got the welcoming reception party there to meet him on his own 40-metre line. And, of course, one of the welcoming reception parties was Noel Tupu. They're about to come close to the halfway line. That's the line in the middle of the screen about to come into shot. This is Elliot Jennings coming in off the wing for the Pumpkin Pickers and takes the shoulder again of Simpson. They go short to Waitford. Cleaned up there by Noel and 2 of his teammates. Hurrell. Trouble here for the captain, the New Zealander. The Kiwi trying to stretch out his injury, but he's on all fours. He's in all sorts of trouble. Steve Waitford in his first year with the Maitland Pumpkin Pickers. And then, of course, this is a worrying sign if he's going to be coming off the field for the Country Bulls as well, Josh. He was selected only overnight to represent the Country Bulls in the representative fixtures coming up, and he just looks like he's in awful pain.
Yeah, he's holding a hip by the look of it, but certainly after losing Sebastian Luisi, their other big Kiwi import for the season, most likely last week. They certainly don't want to lose Steve Waitford, but
well, it's just like Jack in the Box. He just jumped back up.
Just a little tweak, little hammy tweak perhaps.
Nothing wrong with him. Look at him just stretching it out, and he'll be playing for the Bulls. No question about that. Maybe it was a tactic. Maybe it was just to give his side a breather. This is Robards losing it out the back. It's play on until now, because now he's finally called it up, and Tor Hurrell just gives him a rounding reception and gives him a clap and just claps his number 6 in Scotty Briggs too. A late call from Aylett, but a call that they eventually got right.
He loves the niggle, Toddy Hurrell. He's the Michael Innes of the real NRL.
He's the niggling king of the real NRL, hey? Here it is on the replay. Look at this. Robards smashed in the tackle there from the captain and the coach.
They've had a bit of a running little battle for the last sort of 15 minutes, Robarbs and Hurrell. I think Hurrell got smashed by Robarbs a few sets ago too, so he was happy to get a little bit of sweet revenge there.
Squared him up. 30 all. To go to nearly match point. Who's going to have the last laugh after 80 minutes though? This is Noel Tupu coming back on the infield. Takes the tackle there of Waitford. Continuing to come towards their own 40-metre line here at Townsend Oval. This is the washout match from week 3. Ellis and Hurrell go
penalty for
hammer
shoulder charge.
Yeah. Well, even Tommy liked that one. He may have not have given too many penalties away for a shoulder charge this year.
That's the first time I think I've seen it happen in the real NRL.
Well, this is it here. First time in the real NRL between Ellis and the captain coach of Souths. And they loved it, didn't they? Tupu winds himself up. Goes down to the 30-metre line of the Pickers. Away down to Liam Higgins. He's through. Support on his left. Strickleton falling over at the feet of Lawler. Layden back there now to Briggs. This is Lawrence. 5 metres away from the Pickers goal line. Souths, here they come. From right to left. Hurrell, away to Rottamar. They come out wide, and this is where they come down with it. Unfortunately, the ball spills out. And Waitford taking the tackle of Rottamar.
Yeah, that slickness they had in that first half has just sort of really come off, hasn't it? Like those passes in the first half, they were going to hand and they were moving the ball really well. But yeah, just dropped the intensity a little bit, South here, and they've sort of, by the look of it, they're still going to win this game, but they've certainly haven't completed the job the way that the coaching staff would have wanted.
Jennings flying onto it like any good winger. He loves to get involved as much as he can. Here's the dummy thrown. Robards is with the ball, crossing the halfway line. Aylett says nothing wrong with that. Play on. Waitford is with the ball. Great cut-out pass. Here they go down the sideline. Randall's away. He's got support on his right-hand side. Back to Waitford. He's got no cramps to score this one. Slams the ball down with one hand and says, come and get me. He's given the try, will he? Yes. Well, the Pickers, again, coming home late. We can't write them off.
Well, that door is just still slightly ajar. We've got 8 minutes to go, but the way they're throwing the ball around now, you might back them to have a chance here, but great pass back in from Dan Randall, wasn't it? Hard to pass like that at speed, and but he's found the mark beautifully, and Steve Waitford, it was great to see the man who started all that finish the job.
Well, as we said for the whole show, where would the Pickers be without Waitford?
Yeah, that was a fantastic inside pass.
And Scotty Briggs was left wondering.
Look at this. This is like, must be a 15-metre pass at speed. Look at this.
Well, he came down to Witters.
Fantastic.
Scott Briggs tried to get his hand to it, along there with Jake Lawrence, but it was pinpoint pass, and the Kiwi goes over.
Looked like it floated a little bit forward, that pass, but it left the hand backwards. So, wow, and a costly miss there.
5 minutes remaining on the... So he missed it. As Josh Leeson mentioned, a costly miss. And of course, you'll be able to read about this match in tomorrow's Newcastle Herald. Josh has got everything sorted out as far as real NRL goes in 2015, like he has for pretty much the last decade as he's come through from the Newcastle Herald sports desk. Back to Robards. He charges back into the defensive line. And Todd Hurrell says, if you're going to do that, you're going to cop a beauty like you just did. Now, again, ranging prop. This is Dion Briggs. Again, the captain and the coach is in there. He's been everywhere. Certainly up there as man of the match of the Bar TV award show. This is the three is with it. This is Nick Howe. If we had an award show, he'd be our special guest on Wednesday night. 12 metres out from the halfway line. Maybe we just have to have a show to have him on. Back to the halfway line. Maybe that's the start of something better. There's only other shows are on Friday night, I understand. One of your mates is on that, Brett Keeble. Actually, I saw Keys on the plane going to Melbourne. Here they go. Clydesdale's through. He comes to Witters. He draws the fullback, and Lawler goes away and scores with 4 minutes to go on the clock. Well, what a game of Newcastle Rugby League. It's gone from one end of the field to the other.
Wow, this is turning into an absolute boil-over if this, if Maitland can come back from a 30-0 scoreline to actually win. But
well, it's been a shellacking, hasn't it, in the first half, and now the tables have reversed. Tables could well really be reversed if they can get another one before the break. Look at this pass here, Josh, and it was away. They went down to the fullback, support on his right, and Soper Lawler. He bagged 2 tries. Last time he went around in black and white colours, and he has picked up this one in the dying seconds. The kick is a beauty. We've got a 2-point ball game here. 34 points to 32 on the official scoreboard with 3.5 minutes to go in the match. So 3 minutes to go. Our clock is just out by a little bit, but we'll keep you informed as we go inside the last 3 minutes exactly. 66 points of football has been scored here as they go deep off the boot of Witters. And they are coming back with a regression and passion. And this is Briggs running into Simpson.
How costly could that a conversion from the last try be now? But we'll find out. There's still plenty of time here for Maitland to score again. And the way they're playing, you wouldn't back against them.
Now this is Robards. They need error-free football here, the Pickers. But South's trying to force the error. This is the veteran in PJ Ellis taking it towards his own 40-metre line. Back through the middle of the field. This is Waitford, the Kiwi, the former New Zealand Warrior in the New South Wales Cup. Takes it back. Now they're going to chip and chase. Not sure if that was the right decision, but now that's proven to be the best kick in the game today. They're going to get the ball back to Pickers, 30 metres out from the South's goal line with exactly Josh Leeson, 1 minute 50 on the clock to go.
Well, it could be a massive play, that one. It was always going to be tough for Steve Withers to control the ball here. We'll slow it right down.
Well, front rowers never kick. Maybe we've started something new again. The best kick from a front rower has resulted in what could be a match-winning play if they can cross the stroke. Wakeford puts it in, gives it away to Clydesdale. He finds Nick Howe. Nick Howe down to the 10. 1 minute 30 to go on the Bar TV replay. Time off. He's gone.
Well, he looks in a lot of pain here. I think he's clutching his right knee.
Well, the clock has stopped and Nick Howe is in all sorts of trouble. It's just buckled his right knee from underneath him. Look at the pain, the face of pain on Nick Howe. Well, you never want to see this. The clock has stopped exactly with 1 minute 28 to go. The trainers have come from everywhere to assist down Nick Howe. As you can see there, Josh, he's
clutching a cuff, I think. Well, look at them, I'm not sure, but he's in a world of pain, though. It's, they're calling for the stretcher now. This is could be a huge blow for Maitland.
As we have a look at the replacement set to come on, that is Tyler Carter. Well, we've got to go away and find a stretcher because he's not going to be able to even be assisted off the field from the trainers. He might even try, though.
What an incredible last 5 minutes. We've had a little bit of everything, haven't we? Some tries, some dramas, some injuries.
Mate, where do you start the highlights reel? Well, here he comes now. A round of applause being applauded here from the grandstand of Townsend Oval as Tyler Carter comes back onto the field. So we've got 1 minute 28 to go. And the man with the ball is Pat Robards. So game on. Smith has the ball in his possession. Giving it away to Howie Grant. Does a somersault in the tackle. 1 minute 20 to go on the scoreboard. This is Waitford. Great ball, great tackle. He's lost the ball. Try-saving tackle there from the Lions. A tackle that had to be effective, and wasn't it just that? Time off. He's stopped the clock with 1 minute to go.
And it's hurt him, but what a time to pull off a bone-crunching tackle. It potentially a match-winning tackle, and looks like he's injured himself in doing so. But
well, they're dropping like
was the hooker Liam Higgins. He's been great today for the Lions. Very impressive in the first half around the ruck.
Very crafty, isn't he? This is Waitford. Look at that. Nice ball.
Great ball and all tackles. Just hit him right under the breadbasket and knocked the ball free of PJ Ellis. And it takes a good tackle to knock down PJ Ellis. He's a very hard man, but that should just about be the game for South as long as they hold the ball.
1 minute to go, Josh. 10 metres out from their own goal line. Lincoln Smith falling off in defence there of Leighton, and Joe will play the ball slowly. They come up quickly. The charge was made by Luke Clydesdale and also Ellis. 30 seconds to go in the match. They're coming to their own 40-metre line here, the Lions. Pickers slowly getting off him. Crowd calling for a penalty as they make their way up to the halfway through Brendan Simpson.
Might just have time for one tackle here, Maitland.
15 to go. Ball's on the ground. Leighton kicking for himself. This is going to give the Pickers a chance. Jennings has been cleaned up, and this is a result of that incident. He's given a penalty away here, the Lion. Time off again with 8 seconds to go in the match.
Well, that's an interesting one because it did look like he's obviously got the knees in the face, but to me it looked unintentional. He was just, he's fallen into it. So, yeah, I'd like to see that again on the replay, but yeah, maybe a harsh penalty at first look for South.
Well, this is going to go down to the wire. 7 seconds to go, maybe one more second. The clock has stopped on the official scoreboard, but we can guarantee you that there is at least 5 seconds to go, if not 6, as the kick goes into touch off the boot of Waitford. So they've got one last throw of the dice here. The Maitland Pickers, what an entertaining game in the second half of rugby league. The Pickers, will they back their ability to go through the back line? Here they come. They're bashing and barging their way through the middle. Smith, he puts in the kick. Going away is Souths. They jump high and come down with the final play of the match. And Souths have been able to hold on and defeat the Maitland Pickers by 34 points to 32 here on home soil in the washout match in the real NRL for 2015. Josh Leeson, thoughts of that?
Well, there's going to be plenty of Merewether people today breathing a giant sigh of relief to get out with 2 points from that game, because after leading 30-0 at one stage, they nearly let Maitland come in and steal an absolute nail-biting match. But had a bit of everything, didn't it? A bit of drama, injuries, controversy with a controversial try disallowed for South. But yeah, I think Maitland have showed plenty of ticker to come back in that game. I mean, they certainly outgunned physically, but yeah, came back well in that second half and really put up a good fight and gave us all a great real NRL match.
Yeah, credit to everyone from Maitland going down, but guess what? You won the second half, if that's any consolation. Probably not, but the two competition goes to the South Newcastle Lions, and that now takes their points tally on the competition ladder to 10 points. Now, that means they're going to be equal firsts with Lakes and also Western Suburbs on the competition ladder. So it's a three-way tie on top of the ladder. So an enthralling battle. We thought that Souths in the first half were going to run away with it. We thought we were going to be in for a cricket score. But the determination, the never say die attitude of the Pumpkin Pickers was on display for everybody to see there in the second 40. They'll be going places this year, just like the Lions, as we go into the back end of the competition. Josh will read about this match and plenty more in tomorrow's edition of the Newcastle Herald and maybe online later tonight.
I check in the morning, the paper.
You'll check tomorrow? All right, then. We'll check it tomorrow. We'll go to the news agency and we'll buy the copy and keep everyone employed.
Yeah, keep me in a job for a little bit longer. It'd be nice.
All right, mate. Good on you, Josh. Josh Leeson there from the Newcastle Herald. We appreciate that. No doubt, Josh, he'll be back in the Bar TV commentary box as we build towards the semi-finals and then, of course, the big one on Grand Final Day in 2015 at Hunter Stadium, the new venue for our Rugby League Grand Final here in Newcastle. Well, on behalf of here at the